The New York Knicks have long been searching for a formula to bring championship glory back to Madison Square Garden. Over the years, they've made strides with savvy roster moves, developing young talent, and bringing in stars like a Jalen Brunson and a Karl-Anthony Towns. But imagine a lineup now that features Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Mitch Robinson. This mix of offensive firepower, defensive versatility, and rebounding dominance could position the Knicks as legitimate championship contenders for years to come. At the heart of this lineup is Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson's unique skill set as an elite offensive rebounder and rim protector could tie together the strengths of this star-studded unit. I want to dive into that in terms of this group. Why, with this group, Robinson anchoring the defense and crashing the boards would transform us into a serious threat to the NBA's elite this season, okay? But I'm excited for Mitch Rob to return. He's the NBA's offensive rebounding king. Mitch Robinson's value lies in his ability to dominate areas of the game that often go unappreciated. The man stands at 7 feet with a 7'4" wingspan. He's a physical marvel who thrives through hustling, positioning, and instincts. The man's offensive numbers alone are staggering. In 2023, Robinson led the league in rebounds per game at 4.5. This mark places him well above other elite rebounders like Clint Capella and Steven Adams. Offensive rebounding percentage, Robinson boasted a league best 17.8%, meaning nearly 1/5 of all available offensive rebounds end up in his hands when he's on the floor. These numbers don't just look good on paper. They translate into tangible team success. The Knicks rank among the league leaders in second chance points largely because Robinson's work on the offensive glass. His ability to create extra possessions gives the Knicks invaluable scoring opportunities, and his offensive rebounds often lead to easy putbacks or kick out three-point shots to shooters. Now, if we pair Mitchell Robinson and his rebounding dominance with a dynamic offense that features Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson, that could be devastating for any opposing defense. Teams would struggle to box out Robinson while simultaneously defending Towns' shooting range and Brunson's crafty drives. Unlocking Karl-Anthony Towns' potential at power forward would then be the focus. In this lineup, Karl-Anthony Towns shifts from his usual position at center to power forward, a role that could unleash his full offensive arsenal, especially in this offense. Towns is one of the most versatile big men in NBA history. I slept on him. Career shooting splits, Towns boasts career three-point shooting percentages of 39.5. His ability to stretch the floor is unmatched by most bigs. In 2022-2023, his playmaking stood out, 4.8 assists per game, showcasing his ability to facilitate offense and creative opportunities for his teammates. He remains a dominant scorer inside, using his footwork and touch to punish smaller defenders. By playing power forward, Towns would benefit from Robinson's presence at center, freeing him up to focus on scoring and playmaking without the physical toll of guarding opposing centers. On offense, Towns could operate in pick and pop situations. With Brunson, he could spot up for threes or attack slower defenders off the dribble. We've seen that this season. On defense, his mobility would allow him to guard perimeter-oriented bigs while Robinson handles rim protection duties. And then the defensive identity with Bridges, Anunoby, and Robinson. Championship teams need elite defense, and this lineup has the tools to dominate on that end of the floor. Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, Wingstop, are two of the best wing defenders in the league. They're capable of locking down opposing stars and creating havoc in the passing lanes. If we add Robinson's shot blocking and rebounding to the mix, that would give the Knicks one of the most suffocating defenses in the league. Mikal Bridges, last year, his stats were crazy. Bridges averaged 1.2 steals and 0.9 blocks per game while regularly guarding the opposing team's best player. Defensive versatility, Bridges could switch seamlessly across 3 or 4 positions, making him invaluable in today's switch-heavy defensive schemes. If we're looking at OG Anunoby, last year we know what he did. He led the league in steals per game with 2.1, and he's a perennial all-defensive team candidate. His strength and his physicality, his physical tools at 6'7", 230, Anunoby brings the size and toughness to handle bigger power forwards, while still being quick enough to guard guards. Mitchell Robinson, his defensive impact, he averaged 2.1 blocks per game last year and ranked among league leaders in defensive field goal percentage at the rim, holding opponents to just 47%. Put those things together. These 3 players will give the Knicks a defensive identity capable of matching up with any team. Robinson's ability to anchor the paint, Bridges and Anunoby's ability to stifle perimeter threats will make scoring against this team a nightmare. Then let's look at Cap. At the center of this lineup is Jalen Brunson, the team's floor general, a clutch scorer. Okay? Brunson's combination of craftiness, shot creation, leadership will be essential in maximizing the potential of this entire lineup. Last year, if we look at it, Brunson's averages were 24.8 points a game, 6.3 assists while shooting 40% from 3. Pick and roll is crazy. Brunson's ability to run a pick and roll with Towns or Robinson will create countless opportunities. Brunson's ability to create his own shot in isolation and in late game situations would also be crucial. With so many weapons around him, Brunson would have the freedom to pick apart defenses. The guy from Orlando already said it, knowing he has elite scorers and shooters at his disposal. So the offensive synergy, it becomes a nightmare to defend. This lineup's offensive potential is off the charts. The combination of Towns' shooting, Robinson's offensive rebounding, Brunson's playmaking would make the Knicks incredibly difficult to guard. I love this for us. The spacing with Towns and Anunoby as reliable 3-point shooters, the Knicks now could space the floor and give Brunson and Bridges room to attack the basket. Don't talk about second chance points. Robinson's offensive rebounding would ensure that even missed shots often turn into points. And then we look at transition opportunities. Bridges and Anunoby thrive in transition, and Brunson's ability to push the pace would make the Knicks deadly in fast break situations. So let's talk about why this lineup has a chance to win a championship. The NBA is a league of stars, and the New York Knicks, whether you know it or not, has a lineup that has plenty of them. But what separates us apart is the balance that we have. We have elite scorers, Brunson and Towns, lockdown defenders, Bridges and Anunoby, and an X factor in Robinson when he gets back, whose rebounding and rim protection provide a solid foundation for success. If you don't believe me, look at the 2020 Lakers. 2020 Lakers won behind a combination of LeBron James's playmaking and Anthony Davis's dominance inside. This Knicks lineup mirrors that dynamic with Brunson and Towns, while adding more defensive versatility with Bridges and Anunoby. 2021, the Bucks relied on Giannis Antetokounmpo, inside presence, and Chris Middleton's perimeter scoring. Robinson could provide a similar paint presence, while Brunson and Towns offer more offensive versatility. Now, I know we have weaknesses. Some of you might say, oh, of course, no lineup is without flaws. One concern could be the spacing. While Towns and Anunoby are strong shooters, Robinson's lack of range could clog the paint at times. We see it free-flowing now. Additionally, Towns could be criticized for his defense in the past, though playing alongside Robinson could mitigate this issue by allowing him to focus more on the weaker matchups. Another potential issue would be the chemistry. How it's going to be when Robinson comes back. Integrating the stars and balancing roles could be tricky, but Brunson's unselfishness and Robinson's willingness to just do the dirty work, I believe, is going to help smooth that transition. So just to kind of tie this all up, Robinson joining the starting lineup of Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, and Cat, It's going to give the Knicks the perfect blend of offensive firepower, defensive versatility, and rebounding dominance. Robinson's unique ability to control the glass and protect the rim is going to complement the scoring and playmaking we already have with Brunson and Towns, while Bridges and Anunoby will provide the elite wing defense. Folks, Leon Rose did his thing. This is not hypothetical anymore. It's our reality. This is what it takes to win a championship. Star power, depth, defense, versatility. With Robinson coming back and anchoring the paint and everyone playing to their strengths, the Knicks won't just be a playoff team. We're going to be legitimate title contenders, capable of taking down anybody that identifies themselves as elite, and then doing it over and over again. What say you? Keep this in mind. Same thing applies to life that applies to our team. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. But remember this,
Deli Edition.
Here at Knicks Deli, everybody eats. I'm your boy Shia, and I'm out. Peace.